Hello there, patient subscribers. Ruckus here, apologising for the lack of content coming out this past week. I've got two concurrent projects on the go that are both fairly complex, and after getting halfway through one, the other became more pressing. It's a wargaming video that will be out in a couple of days. But on top of that, there's also a few other things conspiring to hold up works on this channel at the moment. The first was the iOS 9 update that dropped last week. Seems to have negatively affected my iPhone's recording performance. It all plays much the same as it did before, but when I hit the record button, the frame rate chugs down to a fairly ugly number, so no recording going on there. Potential fix is the fact that the iPhone 6s has just come out, and my carrier service actually offers a 12-month upgrade cycle. So I went in there on Monday with the intention of picking up a new phone, super excited about getting some new hardware, even tweeted about it, only to find that I wasn't quite eligible to get it just yet. Another 2 weeks before I can get my hands on one of those. So I'm sure with the amazing processing power of the A9, it's got some big performance numbers, that'll sort out any frame rate issues I'm still having. Maybe I'll even get a consistent 60 FPS recording rate. That would be amazing. The second is that some dickhead boat captain keeps dropping his anchor on Australia's subsea cable, which connects us to Singapore, and it's been damaged again. It's like the third time in a year, 2 years maybe, and my 100 millisecond ping is now up to an average of about 220 to 250. So not going to play. Terrible timing too, with the rise of continent competition on at the moment, but there's just no finesse in my game with a ping like that. It just feels like you're playing in mud. Very frustrating experience. Almost lost my mind last Friday. So again, no recording happening because of that, and I don't expect to play too much until it's fixed. It's just not worth my time. The upside though is I've got heaps of recordings already in my save game hard drive, so it's not going to slow down the content, but there may not be some newer tank content out for a while. What I do have for you though today is a few games I've got that were probably going to go into dedicated tank videos, but instead I'm going to compile them into one. These are all stock tanks, or virtually stock tanks anyway. I've got a game in the Caernarvon, the tier 8 British heavy tank, the Centurion 7/1, the tier 9 British medium tank, and the M48 Patton, the tier 10 American medium tank, which you wouldn't think of as a stock tank, but it does have a 3-gun selection, so this will be in the mid-gun. But anyway, I've rambled on more than enough, and it's time to get into this first game on mines in the Caernarvon with Pimp Daddy, also in the Caernarvon. His is a lot more upgraded than mine, and I'm just going to pause here in the loading screen to weigh up the two teams and just discuss who has the better side when it comes to this first hill rush, because that situation on mines, we're in medium tank, and taking the hill is the most crucial thing to do at the start of the game in mines. If you can do it, I get more questions about this situation than any other in Blitz. So let's just weigh up these two teams and discuss who has the better chance of winning the hill. Now, we've got 4 medium tanks in our lineup. There's a tier 8 Panther 2, very strong tank, and 2 tier 7s, a T43 and a VK3002D, backed up by a tier 6 Cromwell, who as the fastest tank will likely get there first. The Reds have got 2 tier 8 mediums, a Centurion 1 and a Panther 2, and a tier 7 T43. Now, if all the mediums in this game rush the hill together, I would not be able to pick the outcome. 4 weaker tanks versus 3 stronger tanks. It would completely depend on players' skill and which team works best together. But that's unlikely to happen. You rarely ever see coordinated rushes from both teams on this map. You have more powerful tanks hanging back when they should rush. You have some tanks going wide, not even focusing on the hill at all. Winning the hill, not winning the hill, or not even trying to win the hill. What to do all comes down to keeping a close eye on what your teammates do at the very start of a game on mines. And only then will you know whether it's worth rushing the hill or not. So here we go. Look at this thing. Caernarvon with a Black Prince turret is a very sad sight. It's such an ugly tank. T43 calls hill. Plenty of affirmatives. He's going to get backup, but who will the backup be? Cromwell's going with him. He has the top speed to get there first, but the Panther 2 is the wild card, and they need his backup But you can see him still sitting up the back on the hill. Looks like he's just going to camp and snipe. He doesn't have much of a game. He's no help at all. The Cromwell is the first tank up the hill. And here we go. 2 tier 8 red mediums. That is terrible news for Cromwell. T43 gets cold feet. He's backing away. And that is the right thing for him to do. There's nothing to be gained now for that guy for going up there and trying to help the Cromwell. It sucks that he was left to his fate, but the Cromwell had the speed to bail out of that situation potentially. He stopped by the looks of it and tried to make a fight of it, but there was no chance he could have won by himself, or even if he had the T43's backup. So bad luck, Cromwell. Good work, T43. He did make an attempt, but he made the right decision to bail out there. But now we're in a tricky situation. We've got an IS-3 to my right, who is supporting the guys on the hill. The Reds have taken that tactical advantage. But look, there's Pimp Daddy. If you're watching the map, he's flanked all the way around wide, which is something you rarely ever see a heavy tank do. And now he's actually putting rounds into that IS-3 from behind. T25/2 out in the open, taking shots at him, but keep an eye on the mini-map because something is about to develop. There we go, 2 tanks behind me. Can't stay in that situation, I'll get boxed in. Moving away now. Swap sides. And now it's 2 tier 8 heavy tanks versus 1 tier 8 heavy tank. And whilst my tank is stock and terrible, 2 of us can definitely beat this one IS-3. He's also taking hits from the Tiger, 1 from behind as well. Got the same idea as me. We lose the Tiger, but these guys on the hill have taken heaps of damage. There we go, the VK-3002D on the island, sniping away. And the rapid rate of fire on the Black Prince gun. It is a, what is it, a QF-17 Pounder Mark II gun, whilst having terrible alpha damage. Not a bad gun to have on a stock tank. The penetration is not fantastic for AP. It's decent, 171mm of pen. But you can cheat your way out of most situations by using the APCR, which has 239mm, which is very good pen, and the gun has good accuracy and importantly gun depression, which means you can use cover to hide your terrible hull armor, and even stock this tank does okay in a higher tier match. And some frame rate issues there, as we can see, but the Reds are down to now just their tier 7s. And the game is in the bag. Pimp's on full health or near enough. Get the T29. Now rush forward recklessly. Shot on the run on the T43. Getting too cocky now. This T150 is going to catch me out in the open. Take ammo rack damage. Repair that, and hopefully we'll whittle this guy down before he gets a second shot away. Yes. T43 to go. The team did play well. Except for you, Panther 2. You were no help. GG. Second class badge and Confederate award for that game. 2.7k damage for Pimp, 2.5 for me, and the T43 who bailed from that hill rush went on to have a great game, coming third there for XP. So definitely the right move to not commit to the hill for that guy in that situation. Moving on to the second game, it's a very tier 10 battle in the Centurion 7/1, the tier 9 British medium tank, which in this game is using the QF 20 pounder, either the Type A or the Type B barrel gun. There's not much difference between the two. The Type B has better rate of fire and accuracy. But like the Black Prince, the benefits are that it's quite accurate, good gun depression, and the penetration values of the rounds, both the standard and the APCR rounds on this gun, are very high, so you can still be effective in a high tier match like this. Now the tank also very sluggish, you'll notice. Doesn't really behave like a medium when it's stock. It's very, very slow to get around the map. Plays nothing at the moment like the M46 Patton, which is my favourite medium tank at the moment. So hanging back, sticking well within range of all my supporting fire. See a E100 up high and an M48 in the town. Pox moving forward, also in his 7/1, indicates he's after the T62A, pokes his head out there and is about to take a big hit. There it is, that was a HE round. We're about to see just how lucky he was just then. T62 coming up to attack Pock and runs into both of us. Track each other. Bounce off his upper plate. And between the two of us we can wear this guy down. He has a very rapid rate of fire, but as do we, and there's two of us. Taking a few hits, but we remove him. And up the back there, Jagdpanzer E100, who fired that HE round into the side of Pock. He's very lucky that he didn't lose 1200 hit points there. Gotta be mindful of that guy as I push forward, hoping to scout what's up on the high ground. But oh no, look out, T30, huge gun, 150mm gun, and an E75. This is terrible news. Take ammo rack damage and lose a heap of hit points, but somehow don't take damage from the E75. Engine fire on the T30, who has adrenaline on. Second engine fire. He must have taken ammo rack damage as well, because surely he would have fired by now. 61 hit points remaining. Come on! Yes! Behind me, E100 on the hill. I'm trying to get out of this position because I don't feel safe. I can't move too far forward too, because obviously the E75, but that Jagdpanzer E100 is sitting at the back as well, who we have seen is firing HE rounds as well. He's looking our way too. Pock, can we remove this guy? Go wide, and hit him in the side. Now, I don't know what I was doing here, blindly driving forward with an E100 behind me. Pock did take one more hit there by the E75. He's calling negative, which is probably the smart thing to do in hindsight, but I don't know what I was thinking here. I'm all over the shop, I'm holding off, going head to head against a full health E100 in a half health stock 7/1. E100 goes very wide to hit me in the side, and does. I get a lucky tracking shot, which is going to hold him in position. He swaps his fire at the last minute, looking for Pock, who's a one-shot kill for him. Try again for the track, but no dice. He fires, somehow misses Pock. Brief retrieve. Get out of there, man. Circle, circle. I don't know why he doesn't keep circling there. He had space, maybe thought he was going to block me, but he pulls back, and that gives the E100 a chance to fire directly into his front. And that's a kill. Bad luck, Pock. He played a very good game. E100 down. And I don't know if you heard it then, but something swished over my engine deck. I think that Jagdpanzer E100 took another shot at me. This cat has 9 lives in this game. I don't know how I'm still alive. Yeah, it looks like the T62 is in behind the Jagdpanzer E100. Yep. Well played, guys. So that was a tense one. Mastery badge, Top Gun, Sniper, and the Lavislaho medal for 3 tier 10 kills there. Heaps of damage, 24 shots fired, 21 penetrations. Good penetration values on a stock gun means an easy grind, which is just as well because the 7/1 has one of the biggest grinds in the game. It is like something like 200,000 XP before it's fully upgraded. It's ridiculous. We're finishing today's episode, guys, up at tier 10 in the M48 Patton. It's myself and Furion in the Object 140 there. And my particular pattern in this game is running the middle gun. It's a 105mm, just like the Top Gun, except this version has armor piercing rounds as the standard round and APCR as the premium round, whereas the M48 105mm, which is the Top Gun, has the APCR rounds as the default round and heat with 330mm as the premium. So we're just going to scout the top hill here. We obviously have the better hill push team. You expect the heavies to go into town, and they have, we can see. So it looks like we've got the hill to ourselves. We need to consolidate this position and then help out the rest of our team. So flank all the way deep here. See if we can't catch a single straggler. Or maybe the medium. Looks like we've got one Pershing. T-32 AFK. Take this guy down before we do anything else. Because even though he's not going to help his team, he can still spot for them if we want to go in that direction. We've lost our T-34, who went into town by himself, not looking at what his team was doing, obviously. Make short work of the T-32. 350 alpha damage for both the 105mm on the M48. It's quite good alpha damage for a medium. The Reds have gone full circle and they're coming out of the town into the line of our big guns on the hill. Isu gets the kill but gets belted reversing there and does not make it into cover. So the teams stand even. Both have lost tier 8s and both are now facing off, but we have the high ground. They have the cap. IS-7 pokes out, takes 800 damage for his trouble. I'm spotted, so pull back. Lots of guns down there. I don't want to get hit by any of those. M103 to my left looks like he's playing fairly smart, staying hull down. And T-54 to our right as well, also seeming to play smart. IS-7 moves the cap. Good move by him, but he's not in cover. I've now swapped to APCR. I'm sick of this 218mm of pen in a tier 10 game, so APCR for the rest of this match. Cap is progressing. IS-7 now in cover and staying hidden. I'm not spotted now, so looking for a reset on the cap, but it's not really a safe position. If those tanks to my right poke out, I'll get spotted, so I move away, try and support this M103 and T-32. Cap now at 50%. Take a big hit on that Pershing. 60%. I'm going to have to rush in there at reset by the looks of it. There's that IS-7 who's capping, but the IS-7 to my left is what I'm worried about. He's pulling away, so now I can rush past, hopefully without taking a hit. Jiggle back and forth there in an attempt to throw off the aim of the Pershing, who doesn't take a shot. Comes screaming around the corner. Take a hit to the tracks. The M48 has decent side armor, so you should not be afraid to side scrape in it, as well as being a decent hull down fighter as well. It doesn't have the 10 degrees of gun depression that the M46 has. Side scrape again there. I think it's got 9 degrees of gun depression. Now that I've reset though, what am I going to do? I've got heavy tanks everywhere and a Pershing behind me somewhere. There he is. This is not a good position to be in. Charge around here, but look out, IS-6 as well. Hit in the front, bounce another one. That's understandable though, the IS-6 does not have great gun depression. That shot too low into the tracks of the IS-7. No penetration. We lose the M103. And the only thing keeping me alive now is Furion up there supporting me from the hill. The only thing keeping those IS-7s back, who if they had it all rushed in one, would have taken me out quite easily, but they're not in a platoon, so coordination cannot be expected to be good. Charge down the Pershing, take a hit in the flank there from an IS-7 whilst bouncing the Pershing shot. Ram and shoot that guy. Change places now with the T-32 who's bailing out, but IS-7 has the hill and he focuses down the T-32. Good play by him. He's going to charge me. I need help here. Excellent top speed in a straight line on the IS-7, and I take a huge amount of ramming damage. Furion's on the case though, pumping shots into this guy's side, and a double tap there finishes him. 5v5, sorry, 2v2 now. 2 IS-7s versus myself and Furion. It'll take a little bit more time now. We know where one is at least. On cap. Set up again for a side scrape. No targets. Furion, you can see, is moving in. Good hit. Both IS-7s a one-shot kill. Furion gets one. And side of the turret for the second, third kill, and 2 for Furion. Excellent work. That's a wrap. Defender, Brothers in Arms, and the second class, 4k damage, 3 for Furion. And that is where I'll leave you guys. Thank you very much for watching, and be patient. There are more videos to come by the end of the week, I promise. So good luck in game, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.